begin my site diagram, I worked on choosing which elements that I thought were best to save and to reuse in different ways on the site, and then which aspects to remove, which are in red, the regulating lines, which came off of the existing buildings, and how that fit the program within those restraints, and then the circulation on the site. The next concept I worked on with my master plan is how to create more space from those pavilions for programs that needed larger areas. And so the red shows where the pavilion roofs were extended in their original materiality and used for different elements on site. And this is the program diagram of the entire site. So there's the artist area on the left with the studios, the workshops and communal areas for the artists, and the caretaker and office for the site. And then on the other side of the wall, it comes to the more public spaces with a little learning zone to the right of the wall with the computer lab, science areas for the children, and the library. And then moving more towards the right is the very public areas on the site with the two multi-purpose spaces and stage, flanked by the cafe and bakery and retail areas. And then all the way to the right under those pavilions is another science museum for the children and Go-Go's Cafe all the way in the top right corner. Here's a 3D version of the programmatic massing, and so you can see the larger multi-purpose spaces that are created in the center of the site and the stage that fits right into it. And then moving on to the specific spaces to develop, I developed the multi-purpose space and one of the children's museums on this left side. So first, looking at the multi-purpose space, one of the uses is a larger parking lot in the middle of the week, so people go into the cafe or the retail space could drive in real easily and access their amenity that they're looking for. And so you can see up here, the roof is created out of a diamond pattern that came from an analysis of the Kuba Shua cloths. And then next are other uses of that multi-purpose space where the stage is all the way against the back wall and allows for some outdoor seating as well as covered seating inside the space. Here you can see if it's a smaller gathering in the large space that the stage can be pushed up closer to it. And on the right, you can use the smaller space for something like a yoga studio. And here are little 1x2 market stalls that can also show up on different days in the multi-purpose space. Finally, here are some views of the space. So this is on a daily basis as a parking lot and a play area, just whatever function suits the users best. And here's with the partition for the stage for the performances that matches the same materiality and pattern of the roof. Then for the Children's Museum, there are built-in tables that are built into the little walls that connect up to the roof and kind of mimic the original shape of the pavilion as a smaller interior version of it that you can see as the colored stripes on the grounds and walls. So you can see the shape that it creates that's slightly different with the angles than the pavilion shape itself, but it works with the structure of the roof and how to connect it in. So those create tables that are stationary, and the walls can be used for different activities like a game built in, a maze with a marble that you drop down. And so they're creating tactile learning games that don't need new materials for each child